Okay guys, so I'm going to show you just how to start up a project in Unreal Engine, and I'm going to just show you some of the basics so you guys have an idea of what to do when you open it up. So when you first open up Unreal Engine, you should be greeted with this screen. Obviously, this is some of my previous projects I've done. And then you've got games, film, architectural, or automotive product design, and that kind of stuff. Obviously, you've probably seen if you have seen Mandalorian, they use Unreal Engine, and they're kind of replacing green screens with Unreal Engine and these massive LED screens behind the actors. So it's used for all kinds of stuff. It's all used for so much stuff. The software is really diverse. So we're going to be obviously creating a game. So if we hit game, hit next, and we come up with all these options here. All these options. So you've got first person, what gives you a gun, flying, handheld free AR, sorry, puzzle, rolling, side scroll. So you've got all these. It gives you all kinds of different environments to start with, and obviously different ways to play the game. Um, but I think what we're going to do here is it's going to go into third person because just need something so I can show you guys. Cool, let's do that. So this is the Unreal Engine interface. So this is what you should be greeted with. Mine's going to look a tiny bit different because I've opened up two content browsers. If you want to do this, you can do it. It's just easier. I find if I'm working in one blueprint and I want to switch to another, or anything like that, I can do that. If you want to do that, you just go up to Window and you just go down to Content Browser, and you can have up to four. I just want two because otherwise it'll clutter my screen up too much. So what the content browser is, it's got your blueprints, it's got your levels, it's got your assets, it's got your materials, it's got pretty much everything down here. Um, all this kind of stuff on the top, I'll go through this in a minute. I just want to walk through some of this stuff here. So say if we went to the blueprints, you can see we've got the game mode and we've got the character. Obviously, a lot of this stuff, what I'm going to show you is separate. Blueprints will be separate to its own individual thing. So, but I'll explain that later. We've got maps. So this is the level that we're in. So you can create different levels. So say if you don't want everything in the same level, you can do that. So you can just create different levels. So if I walk through a door or something, it opens up a brand new world. You can do that. And then we've got stuff like meshes, whatever's in the whatever 3D assets you want, you can chuck into there. Got materials, and that's basically it. So it's got pretty much everything you want is down here. On the left hand side, we've got we've got the cube, we've got spheres, we've got box triggers. These are kind of like just the basic things you can chuck in, and you can tell they're the basic things because they're listed on the basic. Recently placed, obviously, I haven't placed anything yet. Got lights, cinematic stuff, visual effects, geometry, volumes, and all classes, and you can scroll through all. So if you want to use stuff from here, you can, and you probably will be using stuff from here. But yeah, you can literally just grab a cube and chuck it in. Okay. And the thing is, whenever you chuck stuff into your level, you want to be careful about your lighting because now I've chucked this in. You can see the lighting. You can see the lighting on the floor there, so you see it's casting a shadow, right? But say if I wanted to actually I don't know, actually play the game and I want the lighting to be built, what you probably do want, you have to go up here and then you can hit build lighting only, or you can build the whole thing. It's entirely up to you. But so these are just the basics. I'm just showing you the very basics of what you can do within Unreal Engine. Let's just delete that. So on the right hand side is the world outliner. So you've got everything here that you need. So this is under everything underneath the map in the editor. So you've got absolutely everything. So you've got obviously all your assets here, and if you select this, you can see it selects something in here. So let me just expand this so you guys can actually see it a bit better. So there you go, select that. Wall 7 is that one there. Wall 9 is this one behind me. And then got the walkway here. So you've got bump, you've got the left arm, got the linear stair. So we've got all this kind of stuff. And then you've got the lighting. So it's all its own files. So you've got light source, what's this one here? Light mass, process volume, skylight. So again, don't worry about this at the minute. We'll go into this later. I just want to kind of give you a quick rundown so you guys know what to expect when you go in. You got atmospheric fog, you got reflection, and then yeah, so it's all there. You got the third person character as well. So if you click onto that, you can see it's selected that, and it's given me a nice view of what we'll see once we load in. So yeah, that's the basics on everything here. I'll show you what you can do. You guys might have already done this, but you can just load in straight away. You can play, you can jump around and do that kind of stuff. So there's stuff to build upon already built into the software. You can jump in, you can just do whatever. You've already got the basics here. You don't have to worry about the basics animation of him running around, jumping. You don't have to worry about starting up the level and working with the camera and stuff. It's already kind of built in, so you can build upon this if you want to. But there's other routes you can go. So obviously we've got the details panel here. If I click something, and it's going to tell me everything about that. So it's going to tell me, well, this is the location, rotation, scale. This is the mobility. Is it static? Is stationary? Is it movable? So you've got static mesh. You got so that's the actual mesh. That's the object. And you got the material here as well. So it tells you the actual object, tells you the material. You got physics, you can simulate physics. You got collision. So you got all kinds of stuff. You got lighting, rendering, all this kind of stuff. Okay, so this will come in handy in the future when we need to use that. So if you look on the top left-hand side, this is modes. So obviously I've already shown you guys the all this kind of stuff, all this basic stuff. So we'll on here, what we can do is paint stuff as well. So we can go in, say if you had like a grass that you wanted to kind of paint over your environment, you can do that. But that will be obviously, but this will be in the foliage part here. This is just painting. So if you went over to foliage, you can just drop whatever grass you want in there, and you can start painting the floor with grass. Obviously, be careful with your FPS because it will drop quite a bit depending if you do too much grass. But you can fix it in the future. But you can obviously sort out the density and stuff of it, so you can kind of figure that out. Cool. So there you go. We can build a landscape if we want to. So if I hit create, it would create a massive landscape, and then you can sculpt it, you can paint it, you can do whatever you like to it. So yeah, so we've got that, and then we've got geometry, so we can change stuff with the geometry. I mean, I don't really touch this, to be completely honest, because I create all my stuff outside of Unreal Engine, and now bring it in from 3ds Max, use Substance Paint to texture it, and then I'll bring it in. I'm going to get into the basics of texturing and stuff later. Like once you've textured something, how do you hook up the nodes for the materials, all that kind of stuff in the future. I don't want to overload you guys, so I've just run over the kind of the basics of the actual interface itself. And when we get to it, I'll talk about obviously like properly launching your game and exporting it. But for now, just if you have any questions, give me a shout or give Echo or Joe a shout, and we can kind of walk you through stuff. But that's the very basics. And on the next one, I'll go through nodes and how we use them.